Hi guys, MC here with another Tuesday tech tip for you. If you're anything like me, you hate repetition, particularly low value repetition, and that includes typing things again and again that you've typed before. So that can include common email replies, even people's email addresses, or even looking up web links or web meeting links, essentially anything repetitive that you need to type. Now there's a couple of great apps around that can help you eliminate that out of your day. I use an app called TextExpander. That's text, T-E-X-T, expander, all one word. That's available on Mac and on Windows, so the Mac version's better. And there's a team version as well where you can share these snippets, which I'll share with you in a moment what that means, with your team. There's also one on the Windows platform called Phrase Expander, and conceptually they do the same thing. So let me show you an example. I just have up here a little text window as a place to put the text. This could be in an email or in internal chat or in a social media platform, whatever it might be. So two concepts to understand. There's an abbreviation or a short code that when you type it, it will expand to save you having to retype something that you commonly do. And in TextExpander, they call that a snippet. So it's kind of like a template. And templates are cool. Templates should be used. They shouldn't be used slavishly, but they can save you a lot of time. So let me just show you some examples. When I'm setting up a web meeting with someone where we're scoping out the marketing services that we're doing for them, there's certain information that I need to enter into the calendar entry. For example, a default sort of structure, a standard structure to the name of the appointment, and there's also information in the description of the calendar appointment. So rather than have to type it out or go and find it and copy and paste it, I just need to type the abbreviation, and which then expands. So if I just type semicolon, scoping one, and hey presto, all of that text, and I've got the text up large so you can see it, appears. So that's going to be the name of the calendar entry, that's going to be the person's name, and that's going to be the link to click to join the web meeting within Zoom. And there's all this information here that's really important in this context. And all I had to do was type semicolon scoping one. Other examples, if you've got team members' names where you often have to type them and you don't have to type them out, watch this, semicolon Y, and Isabel on our team, bam. Sorry, Isabel, but every keystroke counts. Also, long email addresses. If I type Brad dot, bam, there's Brad's email address, not allowed to email him, now on our team. And if I type MC at, bam, that just expands out to my email address. Now, some other examples. Let's say you use LinkedIn. Now, it's best practice in LinkedIn to respond to people when they connect, or if you've accept their connection. And you would only accept their connection if you can see some sort of relevance with what you're doing. Now, you should reply to them and ask them some questions. So rather than have to think through it and type it out each time, have a look at what you can set up. If I type semicolon, and by the way, one of the reasons I use semicolon at the start of an abbreviation is that it creates a pretty unique syntax or sequence of characters that you're unlikely to type in other words that might randomly expand as you're typing them. So if I go semicolon LI for LinkedIn and then 0, that is my personal LinkedIn URL. But if I go LI1, bam, thanks for connecting, I'm curious. So that becomes the subject line in the LinkedIn in-mail, the messaging within LinkedIn. And I can just say, hi, thanks for connecting. Always naturally curious. How did you stumble across my profile, etc. Another variation, that's a slightly different version there. And so there's a few different versions because depending on who you connect with, whether they were reaching out to you or maybe you were looking to expand your LinkedIn network, there's different wording. So why type it out all over again? Some other things. Let's say you have a booking system where people can book appointments with you to find the gaps in your calendar quickly, which saves 5-6 emails back and forth to find a time. If I type book a time 0, that expands out to send a very quick email back to let people know how they can book time with me via our contact us page. But if I do book a time 1, that expands out immediately to my commonly used meeting links. that I can send to people. They click on the link and they can book a meeting for a web meeting, phone call, half hour, hour, depending if they're a prospective member, team member, supplier, etc. Incredibly useful. Now let me just have a look at some other examples for you. So we've got some names of the products that we use that are long, and I don't like typing them out over and over again. So if I type semicolon MMI, we get Modern Marketing Implementer, our latest platform and tool for your marketing. If I type semicolon MMA, Modern Marketing Academy. And there's variations. Often we refer to Modern Marketing Implementer just as implementer. So if I type imp and 0, we get that, and we get that, or whoops, helps if you can type. So there's a whole bunch of abbreviations. Another one, if I type Zoom 1, that's my perpetual link that I can give anyone to join a Zoom meeting with me. You can also do it with people that you commonly refer to. If there's standard wording when you're introducing someone, let's say via email, to let's say another professional advisor, and you do it a lot, create a snippet in TextExpander or PhraseExpander and save you having to type it out. Now there are other ways. For example, if you're a Gmail user, there are tools like Hiver, H-I-V-E-R, which allows you to set up templates within it. But the good thing about TextExpander, PhraseExpander is these things are universal. You can use them in any email app, internal messaging, social media, whatever it might be. So give some thought. Next time you're typing something out and you're thinking, I've typed this before, and chances are I'll probably have to type it again. Get a trial of TextExpander, which is our recommended one, or if you're on Windows, PhraseExpander, and start to create some snippets with some abbreviations. And what you'll find is you'll use it many dozens of times a day, and you'll add another app to your list of apps. I've got a list like this, and I'm sure you have too, that once you start using it, you think, how did I ever operate efficiently without this tool? So feel free to share your comments and shares and views and experiences under this video. And I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have about your use of these text expansion tools, which will dramatically improve your efficiency. See you for next week's Tuesday Tech Tip. Bye for now.